kitchen. I have a piping hot cup of tea here, and you and I are gonna talk about some travel snacks. You can bring snacks on a plane. You can bring snacks pretty much anytime you travel. In this video, I'm gonna share with you some semi-homemade travel snacks that you can bring on your next trip. But before we get started on the snacks, let's just cover a couple of things really quickly. Bringing your own travel snacks is great. However, if you're traveling internationally, you want to make sure that you are aware of what you can and cannot bring into the country. If I have some travel snacks that I brought with me from home and I'm traveling internationally, I usually try to make sure I finish everything before I get off that plane. Secondly, all the snacks I'm showing you in today's video are good for all kinds of travel, and they all have different ingredients. Plane travel, road trips, staycations, day trips, whatever. But only you know how you're traveling and what kind of trip you're taking. Feel free to adjust any of the ingredients or any of the snacks in this video for what fits you and the trip that you're taking. So for example, if you know you're going on a long flight and you can't keep things cool for very long, then adjust the ingredients, adjust the snack. Also, if you're traveling by plane, feel free to adjust and swap out any of the nut butters and nuts that I've included in this video for tahini or granola butter to avoid allergies. Thirdly, if you're flying, remember that TSA's 311 rules for liquids do apply to snacks and food as well. Butters, spreads, sauces, all of that are considered liquids. And lastly, by the end of this video, if you found it helpful at all in any way, enjoyable, and you're looking for even more travel snacks, I have a list of 50 travel snacks that you can grab totally for free. I will link it down in the description box below. Okay, now on to the snacks. Dried chickpeas are one of my favorite snacks for travel. The variety is endless. I like to make a barbecue flavor, salt and vinegar flavor. In this example here, I'm making a ranch flavor. I'm gonna show you exactly how I do it. I'm gonna put mine in the oven today, but you can also use the air fryer. If you have a food dehydrator, even better, because they're definitely gonna stay crunchy that way. We'll start by setting our oven to 400 degrees. What you'll need for this is chickpeas. You can use a can or dried, any seasoning of your choice. I'm using Trader Joe's ranch, a little adobo, some hot sauce, and some fresh rosemary. Then you'll wanna chop up your herbs. If you're using dried herbs, you can just skip this part. Once you've opened your can of chickpeas, you'll want to rinse and drain them. I'm using avocado oil to lightly grease my baking dish. To dry my chickpeas, I'm using a tea towel. You want to get them nice and dry. Add your herbs and your spices. I decided last minute to add some lemon juice, and then you're going to mix everything together. Dump it out in a thin layer on your baking sheet. Then pop it in the oven. After about 20-25 minutes, they should come out looking like this. Mine are a little burnt from the shells, but they are crispy and delicious. Another great travel snack that's really easy to make are pancakes. I'm making banana pancakes. I'm also going to add this pumpkin puree and pumpkin pie spice. I will put the ingredients down in the description box. But essentially, you're going to mash up 1 banana, add some milk, 1 egg, vanilla extract, maple syrup, and mix that all up. Add as much pumpkin as you'd like. Mix that well. Then add your wet ingredients to your dry ingredients. Get your skillet ready to go. Add some butter. Then start making up those pancakes. Making a homemade berry sauce is actually pretty easy, and I wanted to add it here just in case you wanted to try making your pancakes a little thinner, like crepe style, and adding the berry mixture in the middle. And voila, your pancakes are done. Wrap them up and you're ready to go. You know what you can even do, and this is why I love pancake mix. It's so versatile. You can even pop it into a donut mold or into one of those mini donut makers and make them into little snacks, especially if you have kids. You can make little donuts out of your pancakes. Tarts are fairly easy to make and they're really versatile. I'm gonna show you a tomato tart in this example. I actually got this recipe from Pinterest and TikTok. This one does have cheese in it, so if you're flying, I would use this more as something that you can quickly grab, maybe for breakfast or maybe on the way to the airport, especially if you are pressed for time. You can adjust it in so many different ways. You can even adjust the ingredients as well. I will also link the creator that I got this recipe from down in the description box. For this tomato tart, you're going to need some puff pastry. I'm actually using phyllo dough because I couldn't find puff pastry in my grocery store. I also have a variety of fresh tomatoes. Any kind is fine. I also realized that for copyright reasons, I'm not going to put the exact recipe here, but I will link it down below along with the creator in the description box. The only thing that is essentially cooked in this recipe is the dough that gets baked in the oven. And once the dough is finished and it comes out golden brown, you're going to create your feta, whipped feta on top with some fresh herbs. Then you're going to layer your tomatoes along with some capers, more herbs, fresh sea salt, and olive oil, and that's it. Slice it up, wrap it up in a stasher bag or even beeswax, or even just a regular Ziploc bag. This is a random breakfast tart I ended up making. If you want the recipe, let me know and I'll make a shorts for it. The next travel idea is seasoned popcorn. You can totally use microwavable popcorn and jazz it up like that if you want. I prefer to use stovetop popcorn. I make a nice little herb butter sauce for it. You can make it salty and savory or you can make it sweet. However you want to do it, I'm going to show you how I make mine. You'll need some popcorn kernels, any fresh or dried herbs of your choice, any spices that you'd like to use, some nutritional yeast, and some butter. Finally, chop your herbs, and then we'll get the butter ready. You're going to add a fairly decent amount of butter to a pan. Let that melt down. Add your fresh herbs or your dried herbs. Add a little bit of honey. Heat some butter to a pot. Once it's heated, add your popcorn kernels. I'm using 1/4 cup. Then you're going to cover your pot. I like to shake it occasionally so that the kernels don't burn. Once your popcorn is ready, add half of it to a bowl. Then add some nutritional yeast. Then add a little bit of your butter. You're going to notice that the nutritional yeast is going to start clumping up, but this is good. We want this. Then repeat the process with the rest of the popcorn and the rest of the butter. Mix it up again. This little clump of nutritional yeast has so much flavor. All done. See how simple that was? Okay, I am so excited for this next travel snack. I'm calling this adult Lunchables or snack boxes. You've probably seen these all over social media. I love them and they are such a good travel snack idea. You can pretty much make your own adult Lunchable. I got this container from Amazon and I'm gonna link it down below. You can fill it with whatever snacks you like. In my snack box, I'm adding some pretzels, those dried chickpeas, a boiled egg, some peppers, granola bars, some cherry tomatoes, some granola, blueberries, and that's it. Seasoned fruit is our next travel snack. Fruit is so easy to bring for travel, especially things like bananas. I took a book from the Mexicans years ago and I love to add chamoy or tajin to my fruit. You can fix it up any way you like. I'm using mango today and I'm gonna add some tajin and some chilito. I'm going to slice up my mango with the skin on because I like to eat my mango with the skin on because my mother is Jamaican and this is how she taught me to eat mango. Once it's sliced up, add it to a bowl. Then add some chilito. You can put as much or as little as you like. Mix that up. Then add some tajin. Mix it up again. And that is it. Date bark. In this example, I am using almond butter because I'm at home, I'm not traveling right now, and I'm gonna eat these after I film this, and I'm gonna want some almond butter. So I'm putting almond butter in mine. If you do want that nut butter texture, feel free to replace it with tahini if you're getting on a plane, or just skip the nut butter completely and just use the melted chocolate. You can add whatever you want to it. Pretzel crumbs, coconut flakes, whatever you want. Take a baking dish and add some parchment paper to it. Then you're going to take all the pits out of your dates. Once you've done that, you're going to line up your dates on your baking dish. Then you're going to kind of squish it down so it's flat. Then you're going to melt some chocolate. I know that some people like to melt their chocolate with coconut oil. I prefer olive oil. Get it nice and creamy. Then you're going to add your nut butter of choice. Again, you can also add tahini or granola butter instead of nut butter. Then you're going to add your melted chocolate. Spread it around. Then you're going to top it with whatever topping you'd like. I'm using almonds and also coconut flakes, but you can use whatever you want. Maybe some chopped pretzels. Then you're going to freeze it until it is hard. And you can slice it up and take it on the go. Another great travel snack that I think is it's maybe something you probably hadn't thought about before, but it's bringing bagels, and you can make really easy ones homemade. This is a 3-ingredient bagel. You also may have seen these on social media, but they're so versatile because you can make sandwiches out of them. You can put a little butter in between. You can eat them plain. Again, similar to the pancakes, I feel like these are really great when you're looking for something dense that's gonna hold you for a little while. Here is how to make them. You're going to need some flour, baking powder, and Greek yogurt. Mix your flour, your baking powder, a pinch of salt, and your Greek yogurt, and mix that up. Then add a little bit of flour to your clean countertop. You might need to add more flour to get it to come together as a dough, but you're going to keep working with it until it comes together. Then you're going to roll your dough and form it into a bagel. Once you've done that, add some egg wash, and then you can add any topping you want. You can add everything but the bagel seasoning. I don't have any, so of course I'm gonna add some rosemary. Bake for about 20 to 25 minutes, and then this should be your final result. There's plenty more where that came from. If you are looking for more travel snacks, definitely make sure you check out the description box below. I have a list of 50 travel snack ideas. It's all for free. You can grab that below. Also, make sure you check out these 2 videos right here, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Greetings from the spice cabinet. I'm such a goofball. I recorded so much footage and it wasn't rolling. I didn't hit record. Hello. I have to warm up, you see.